Hello folks, this is Miguel from the Embargo Man channel. The topic we are going to talk today is political correctness. Okay, what is political correctness? So it is like an act, let's say political correct, just to only cater a certain group of people. And what I'm just saying, this is kind of ridiculous then. I mean, having a bunch of political correctness groups and so with catering to one specific group of people, sometimes it is for a cause or some things, but then it would be most ridiculous on, for example, there's just an example for, I'm going to tell you anything of any group that I mentioned. I would mention a group calling Protect the Rich. I mean, protect the rich. I mean, what kind of systematic of political correctness is going through you? Like, let's say, yeah, what are the poor? What are the middle class? And somebody says, protect the rich before you protect the poor and the middle class. What the heck? Okay, I mean, understand what the rich could help out the poor, could build a middle class or whatever it is, but not all rich people. Not all rich people are like that, but you know, Bill Gates is one and whatnot. You know, I mean, that is to distribute the wealth. All right, so if there's out of jobs or like protecting the rich before you're protecting the poor and the middle class, I mean, hey, what's that? And this is where political correctness has gone wrong. Now, with political correctness going wrong, it is like saying, where the heck is saying defeating? Or what is it with isolation? Okay, the problem with isolation is, you know, you find these political correctness things and sort of like, you know, there's a lot of isolation in there. There's a lot of isolation in there. And I do believe that this should need to stop. You know, you need to just cater in or, you know, go beyond this political correctness agenda, all right? It happens to everybody. It happens to everybody because everybody are in the same cause. You know, I say I support the cause. I support the cause. That doesn't mean I follow political correctness. You know, being politically correct is some sort of saying, oh, let's protect everybody, all classes. You know, then like talking about protect the rich. You know, I mean, before you but with that you're saying you're being politically incorrect. You're like, you're against rich people or something. That's kind of like odd, or sometimes where it's going. This is kind of odd of all things about political correctness going bizarre. There's so many of canceling. You even have discriminating people towards their career choice. I mean, not to say I mind that protecting people, like discriminating people because one bad apple, just like saying, darn, like there is no way to see there's bad cops, there are bad doctors, there are bad lawyers, everything is just discriminating on a person doing her career or career path that they choose. That's kind of ridiculous. That is kind of ridiculous because people are just fed up with this political correctness BS. I mean, all it is what we have right now with this political correctness storm. Yes, there is a pandemic. I mean, political correctness could just reject some people for the COVID-19 medication and let them die. What is that? What is that with these cases, alright? I mean, this is where it's going. Political correctness also have millions and millions of dollars spent on nuclear weapons to be used. This is where I'm going with this political correctness and millions of dollars of using nuclear weapons to be used. Why? Because some of you want to wait for this to happen. I know we are in the situation of everything. Things happen, and then since 1945, we were been using nuclear weapons. I mean, this is what you're gonna do. Fill in the shoes of the people who have happened to suffer from nuclear weapons. That's what you were doing for. I mean, this is it when I'm talking about political correctness and why political correctness has gone wrong. They just cancel some shows related to the cops. I mean, this is where political correctness is going. I mean, this is more than a history lesson learned. If we can't learn from history and you let history repeats itself, this thing about political correctness, I mean, is either you're protecting just the people who has worked for the police force, or only people who are of Afro descendant or black, right? You can't just cater in, or you just can't say things that you are politically incorrect. Being politically incorrect doesn't make you a racist. No, it doesn't make you a racist being politically incorrect. Being politically incorrect is to tackle political correctness to cater to one specific group of people, and this is where you see that we all have to suffer. We all have to just dealing with all the hardships where everybody's going on. We are just doing all the hardships because the reason why people are attacked and they got discriminated just because of their career now, just because they look different or anything like that. Damn concentration camps. What the heck you do? World War II concentration camps? All this mumbo jumbo is going on right there. I mean, this is where you could focus that. If it's not you have to support the cause of people who are down, being oppressed, and just supporting the cause. It doesn't mean that we get to face the same reality as other people too. I mean, you can't then just cater to one specific group of people. I mean, this is where, people like groups like, I can't, or, against nuclear weapons, or this and that, people who are open to not just have a wide space that you just can't focus on one specific group of people. You have to, you have to look as people as a whole, as all, regardless of their career paths, race, religion, nationality. It's kind of ridiculous that what we're living nowadays with this thing of political correctness, catering, cancel culture, and all this nonsense, because that is not right. We do need certain people for certain things. If we need certain people for certain things, is that we don't go and cater in to just one specific group of people, but to everybody. We all need to live. We all need to be respected and have justice for all and all of this. Why? Because that's the reason that you want to just go to this political correctness catering. That means if you say something that is politically incorrect, the word all. What does the word all means? I mean, all dogs, all stuff, all cars. Oh, you just can't cater in to one specific group. I mean, like, what the heck you wanna do and cater for? It's just political correctness going wrong. I mean, you can't just cater to one specific group of people or one specific group of cause. I mean, can we all get along? That's just one thing is. One thing is to just tackle what is specific, what is the specific of political correctness, and where you could find political correctness gone wrong. Political correctness gone wrong. I mean, you cater into one specific group of people. If you are politically incorrect, I mean, you might just consider yourself now a racist or something like that, I mean, a racist means somebody who discriminates based on somebody else's race, alright? I mean, this is one thing where this politically incorrect people get attacked. And just saying words, I mean, George Carlin is right about this thing. I mean, if he was still alive today, George Carlin, I mean, he's a comedian. I mean, George Carlin, seeing this and seeing about what's going on, he will get to be called a racist if he were alive today, and he will say something about BLM, and then there's a solution that says to nuke these he just says nuke these motherfuckers. Say nuke these motherfuckers or nuke those motherfuckers. Well, George Carlin will be called out today for being a racist. I mean, why would it be like this? I mean, he just tells the truth. He just tells the truth about words and the N-word, the J. I mean, I'm gonna say this because of what is going on, but yes, George Carlin would be right. He would be called out. I mean, you just can't cater in to one specific group of people, alright? But saying all now means when it comes to all lives, you're being politically incorrect now. I mean, this is ridiculous what will happen with this political correctness agendas or where it's going on to this. I mean, it is now the time to say, I don't know, we could just all remember that we all suffer. You either just catering to one specific group of people, either to a people's race or career choice, either focus on black people or focus on police officers. I mean, you cannot just focus on one specific group of careers or one specific group of race. It is all. I mean, this is where we're going, that we all going to hardships. We are all going all this through one reason why. Because we are human beings. Human lives are taken away, no matter what color, no matter your career choice, alright? No matter the person, nor color, nor career, race, or nationality, and probably creed, and probably sexual orientation or gender. I mean, this is where it goes with this political correctness thing. I mean, I am just saying political correctness gone wrong. You just saying to what you want to represent about political correctness. This is like saying you can't protect the poor and the middle class until you protect the rich. I mean, not all lives matter until. I mean, where is it catering? I mean, you just saying this because, or either black or blue, no matter what, we all get to live. We are all human beings. We all make mistakes, right? Why we all make mistakes is because for a reason why. For the reason why, and thank goodness that this day on August 6th, where this video is taken on, is to commemorate the people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We were using nuclear weapons since 1945, and then what's going on right now, you make history repeats itself again. So what is going on? And rejection of the COVID-19 medication, please. Enough of that. Enough of political correctness to only cater one specific group of people. I mean, just because I'm going to tell you, okay, what do you work? What is your career path? It's just the same political correctness. I mean, do I want to say what is your career to anybody who wants to get a COVID-19 medication? I mean, this is ridiculous. I'm just saying saving cops, alright? This is ridiculous if I'm just only saving one specific group of people because of their career. And I'm not just saying, I'm gonna say let's cater, I'm not just gonna cater into people of one specific group of their career choice. I'm gonna give everybody a chance to live. Everybody a chance for the COVID-19 cure. Everybody a chance to live life. That is all. And isolation is something that you are created. I mean, political correctness does create a lot of isolation over there. Yeah, it does create a bunch of isolation. People are fed up with political correctness, and this is where I'm going on, and where the point of stand, where to attack on political correctness and this catering. I mean, I'm just saying I'm gonna attack political correctness. I'm not saying which group I'm going to attack, but anybody who just cater into one specific group of people. I will say this to you. What if you get rejected from the COVID-19 medication because of your career? What if you get rejected from COVID-19 medication because of your race? That's been fair enough? Catering to political correctness? What if we could just say, okay, there's ISIS. ISIS is in Africa. Or Boko Haram. What are we gonna do next? Only solution, drop a nuclear weapon. How do you like that? How would you feel? How would you feel if you only see that specific group of people? You're saying that you're not protecting it because you just cater in and not just to be exclusive for you guys. There is no exclusivity for lives. There is no exclusivity because of race or profession. It is open to all. That's the point where I'm staying, and I stand towards political correctness. I mean, where I'm going through on what is going on right now, I mean, it didn't happen. I mean, nobody has nuked Berlin or in Germany or something, then people would be going up being hypocrites. Believe me or not, some political correctness movements are being so hypocritical. And then you might say, if it's not Hiroshima and Nagasaki, if it's Berlin and Munich, then people would say they deserve it, they deserve it, they deserve it, they deserve it. Why? This is just going that just because they're white, they deserve to attack by a nuclear weapon, and then the most beautiful thing is to see them being killed by nuclear weapons. You cannot deserve. Nobody deserves to die from nuclear weapons, alright? Nobody deserves to get rejected for COVID-19 medication. But but most likely it does happen. It's going to happen. But what's going on with this political correctness thing? You just taking the process too long for one certain thing to ban. You just taking a longer process to reject yourselves from COVID-19 medication. You're just taking a longer process until you see a nuclear weapon being attacked somewhere in Africa or some country somewhere, or in Japan again, when most of the population of Japan are black. This is where you want to see, and that's what you want to see, and you are protecting, doing the action to what your what the initials means, what you mean, serving the initials, doing the action, and then just saying, oh, what about people killing their own kind? What about that? Do you ever give a damn about people killing their own kind? Whatnot. This is not just about slavery's over. I mean, there are people who are slaves, no matter what color they are. There are people who are oppressed of their career or whatever it is. You just making lives, isolated with that. I mean, what about the medical malpractitioners, right? What about the bad firefighters that don't take care to take out a fire or whatnot? Do they deserve to get fired? And this is the reason. I mean, there's some certain things that don't need any unions, all right? So political correctness could create isolation, could even just being you already been discriminated from people's career path. I mean, career discrimination. Like I said in my video about discrimination, and you have learned from discrimination. The only way you can learn about what political correctness is, or the only thing you could say, you cannot just saying protect the rich before you protect the poor or the middle class, even though it creates wealth. You can't just say protect all doctors because you're gonna have medical malpractitioners, and then you want to protect the medical malpractitioners. You cannot just say anything like that. What you could do for your actions, and what is to attack this political correctness agenda, is to do the action and not to just yell out to cater into one specific group of people. I mean, it's already been happening. You have been discriminating on people's houses because of their career paths. Calling them pigs, you want to honor somebody who is a cop killer or a hitman working for the Yakuza, and then a Yakuza mob leader, you call them a hero. That's not the path of, commemorating somebody who is a killer, who kill people because of their career. Or do you want to see what I have seen, what is the most unexpected, what you're waiting for? So you doing that and saying, oh yeah, Kenichi Shinoda is a hero because he hired hitmen who are cop killers, and then you get rid of the Oppenheimer statue. Yeah, that Robert Oppenheimer statue should be taken down because I support the cause, because it's gonna happen only to not one specific group of people, but to all. But then you said a hero who is just that Kenichi Shinoda, the Yamaguchi Gumi leader, who hires some hitmen only to come to America and kill police officers, and you call him a hero. That's not right. That's not just catering to these people, right? Just because you are discriminating on people's career path, all right? You just honoring people just for killing people because their career paths are being police officers, right? I'm gonna tell you that not all police officers are bad, all right? I mean, they come in every color. They come, all it is trying to protect and serve. But I am against their unions. I mean, anybody who does a bad job deserves to get fired right in an instant. That's what I believe, But then, what are you waiting for? I mean, this is especially to the people who are just saying that support PC movement. What am I saying? I'm not saying the people who just saying who ruins other people's careers. I mean, I'm not saying that not all cops are bad, but blue lives or whatever it is you're wearing. There's lots of people who just quit their career of being a police officer because they're afraid of getting attacked or be called a bad name because of that. What we need to do is to tackle police brutality is one thing right here in the United States of America, and one thing or the other for the people who are of BLM. I know what I'm talking about. Then what are we gonna do? I mean, this is very, very iffy. That's not it's enough to saying, okay, I am a fan. Or I'm not just saying I'm a fan, but there's an example of Kill Bill. Kill Bill is a movie. It was Kill Bill 1 and 2. I mean, or saying the Kill Bill 3. Where does political correctness go? Kill Bill 3. I mean, Kill Bill 3, man. I mean, like what you seen of the Kill Bill series. I see it in 3 movies. It starts with Uma Thurman as a bride who wanted to go against the Yakuza. Like the Yakuza, and I was talking about the Japanese mafia or something like that. But then it is against a guy named Bill. But then with Kill Bill 3, it's very interesting. I would say we're going through. Now you could take Rufus, who have killed his son by crooked cops, and then you have this guy who named from the Police Masters, who kind of be like. I mean, the Rufus guy would be played by Samuel L. Jackson. Of course, he's a black dude. But in a way, he is hired by the Yakuza. And then what would mean is to going over this. He is like Rufus. You can make him like put it in detail like the Iceman. Richard Kuklinski. The hitman Richard Kuklinski. He's like the Richard Kuklinski on Kill Bill 3. But then with Bill Waters would be played by Alec Baldwin, and then he'll be like a Jimmy Hoffa guy for the police. And there's like a police union called Police Masters. And this is where it goes to make this guy like a hero because he killed this Jimmy Hoffa kind of guy, and he will say, what are you gonna do for a living? I'll become a multi-millionaire by playing Angry Birds. Angry Birds is a mobile video game that you kill green pigs, alright? That means that he plays Angry Birds for a living, and he makes more money than Jeff Bezos by playing Angry Birds. In other words, doing hit jobs to kill cops. That's what kind of movie they come up with this political correctness goes. If it goes into Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino seeing this, talking about this thing about Rufus' character playing Angry Birds for a living, and he makes more money playing Angry Birds for the Yakuza. Means you have this guy turning into a fictional hero because of political correctness, because of discrimination towards people's careers path. As in all careers, there are medical malpractitioners, bad lawyers, and all these sorts of things. What you cannot just discriminate on one people of a certain career. This is the reason why some people leaves the department for having a bad reputation just because of some asshole choked somebody else in the neck. Taking place in Minnesota. What you are waiting for is the millions of dollars being spent on the use of nuclear weapons. This is where I am going with this political correctness nonsense, this political correctness bullshit, what is going on. It does not just help, it doesn't end discrimination, it doesn't end career discrimination. You just already been discriminating people's career paths just because their career paths they chose is to be a police officer, and then you go and messing around people's homes because of their career paths. And then you're gonna do this, you're not going to do the action, and I now tell you what, if you could join ICANN, the Internet Coalition Against Nuclear Weapons, then what are you waiting for? You're just saying, okay, what are you waiting for? This is what political correctness gone wrong, and what would be is that whatever you've been choosing for, it is what it is. George Carlin should have called him out a racist by now, by saying what they were saying, those MFs referring to people who are black because of these BLM thing. What's going on? This is just attacking the moment of political correctness. This is tackling political correctness in a way. Just words of aspects to say. What's you going to waiting for? Waiting for somebody to press a button. You very ruin being discriminated because of people's career paths. Just because their career path is being a police officer, go and harass, calling bad names like pigs and whatever it is, killers or whatever. And then you contradict yourselves. You cannot contradict yourselves in this. Thank goodness Germany wasn't nuked. If not, you were saying they deserve it, and that is the most beautiful thing. And then it will affect you. It will affect you because as long as Japanese folks has suffered the hardships of nuclear weapons from Hiroshima and Nagasaki, now when we come and say a war about jihadists, extremist group in Africa, like they say, oh, ISIS is somewhere in Africa, is with Boko Haram. Boko Haram is part of ISIS. They govern in this certain country, and then these people are, and then the solution would be, you will see this. You will see of your political correctness agenda. You will see people in a black country getting killed by a nuclear weapon just because, not because there is terrorist organization taking control in a black country, just because it's a black country, just because the population in that country are black, you just let them permit for somebody to drop a nuclear weapon. And then what would the causes is that before you see this, you just go and sign a treaty. I mean, even our former president, Barack Obama, should sign a nuclear weapons ban treaty to ban nuclear weapons for good. And that way, you're gonna leave guys, or maybe sooner than later, but you're just going for later, like you're gonna repent yourselves. You're going to repent yourself instead of helping each other to say what you're supposed to mean. It's not just crooked cops. Everybody gets gets harassed by crooked cops. Police unions should be ended. Everybody would be suffering from all these kinds of war and all this stuff. Why do we don't have peace in this world? Because people like you who just cater into one specific group of people and not just ruin their lives because of their career paths. You ruin your lives because the choice of somebody deciding to press the button. North Korea is Prince Charming compared to what somebody else will do. Launching a nuclear weapon, targeting a country where the population, you said the lies that matters the most, as you have said, then that is where the path of political correctness is leading. That path of political correctness is leading is because as long as you might just saying, okay, vote online, vote on mail, I know it's a fraud. You just go get your ass and vote, even though getting rejected by COVID-19 medication just because of your background, of how you look like, it kind of sucks also. But seeing your own kind getting attacked or killed by nuclear weapons is kind of worse than seeing George Floyd getting killed by some asshole cop. Worse than, whoever. Doesn't matter the color. Representing to what you are protecting is joining ICANN. Having people joining, I'm gonna sign this treaty, I want to ban nuclear weapons. Is it gonna happen to me? Why I say this kind of crap? Do I just whistle, nuke Africa? That's gonna happen. There's a higher percentage of that happening because of your political correctness agenda. I am supporting the cause. We all need justice. Black people need justice. White people need justice. Latino need. Everybody needs a kind of justice to justify people not to be harassed by crooked cops, or not to be protecting the people of malpractitioner doctors or whatever it is, and not to just discriminate people of choosing of one career path. I mean, people, let's get along, man. Let's get along, man. And what all means is all different types of people who needs to be protected. All different types of people that their lives do matter. Black, white, Latino, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, whatever. You know, you just can't cater into one specific group, or you just can't discriminate on one specific group. You cannot do that. And the reason why, because I mean, I will just people who open the door. I mean, I'm not proud to be an independent person, regardless. Because who I vote, whoever thinks that I'm right, regardless of party. You know, you cannot just blame. Politicians talk crap. We all know that. But I just want to thank to one of the presidents, our former president, Barack Hussein Obama. I will thank you for opening the door to step away for somebody. This is not just because of Kennedy saying that we're not gonna go to the moon, not because it's easy, because it's hard. You have opened the door to be the first African American president to lead the way for somebody to step in, that we're gonna have somebody who's gonna disarm the world from nuclear weapons. And this is what's gonna happen of opening the door, regardless of political party. Might be a Democrat or a Republican. All right, so that way we could see that this path of opening the door, and we could see organizations like ICANN is doing a great job doing that, for seeing somebody stepping up to the case with these nuclear weapons. I mean, tearing down the Oppenheimer statue is one thing. It's the same thing as having statues of Confederates. So I would say this, people. I mean, catering to just one group of people is not the way to go. Just because of one career path, just because of one ethnicity, do they matter? Do the lives matter? The word all in a sentence means includes blacks, includes whites, includes Latinos, includes Japanese, Chinese, Koreans, Arabs, police officers, firefighters, doctors. That means not to include, but you cannot just cater in to one specific group of people regarding the race and career. That's the main thing, that we all need to live in peace. Human lives do matter. We are all human beings, and human beings make mistakes. We cannot just celebrate something that is our greatest tragedy if it were to happen in Germany. We just saying that all people goes through hardships, through tough times, oppressions, and all different kinds of things, what is going on. And that is the reason why some people are calmed down, but some people are just taking a step further action, fist pumping, and lifting fist pumps and whatever. You just take further actions. But I support the cause. I know the cause that everybody has went through. I know the cause of people who just telling the stories. Oh, I'm gonna freaking suffer. The school has blown down because of this, because of the bomb, or that I've been mistreated, or this and that, from anybody. Why? Because I support the cause, and not to cater to this political correctness BS, only to cater for one certain group of people because of their ethnicity, race, or career path, or anything else for that matter. Why? Because we all know that just as there's bad people in every certain group of people, there is good in everyone. There is good in everyone because we all know that human lives, no matter the career paths or ethnicity or nationality or whatever, there's always a good part of each person that we know that we all says good people matter. Why do good people matter? Because we seen there's more good people than bad people, and the only way to attack is the people who are going to fight this type of catering to a specific group of people of political correctness going to the extreme. You cannot do cancel culture. Cancel culture is BS. So I would say this to all people: liberals, conservatives, black, white, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Mexicans, Indians, Spanish, Latin, and everybody else. We need to live in peace, and we are one human race. We are all one. Live in peace, everybody. We all make mistakes. You cannot judge one political party or the other political party because there are bad apples in both sides. You cannot judge you cannot just protect one group of people or another group of people because not everybody else are good. Because there are bad apples in both sides. You cannot save spoiled fruit. Spoiled fruit from each tree coming down needs to be thrown away. And that's the reason why we need to live together. When we live in peace and harmony together, there is no more kind of marches or loitering or whatever it is, or waiting for somebody to say, oh look, this is gonna drop the big. Randy Newman said it best in his song Political Science. But you cannot just wait for the big one, atomic bomb that is. You cannot just wait for all this meaningless looting and breaking stuff or whatever it is, because we all need to live in peace and harmony. I said it best because you look toward another country that I admire being criticized for their mistakes, but they know how to live in peace. Why? Because they get along with each other and they cannot blame. It's just less than that. If we see less of this, and we see less crime and people doing their job what they're supposed to do, or people living in peace what they're supposed to do, we could live in a better world. And living in a better world, that we could live in the peace and harmony we all deserve. Goodbye, peace out, subscribe to the Embargo Man channel, and please don't forget to hit the ring button for more videos on Embargo Man. Goodbye, everybody.